A warning for boating under the influence?
No, I'm not under the influence.
Yes, you are, ma'am. Absolutely are.
Take a deep breath and give me
We don't give warnings for boating under the influence. That'd be like getting stopped on the road and say, hey, can I have a warning for driving under the influence?
There you go.
On April 28, 2024, Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office Marine Patrol arrested a vessel operator for boating under the influence in Florida waters. This case demonstrates critical procedural requirements under Florida's implied consent law and the constitutional boundaries of chemical testing.
Do you have anything on the boat that belongs to you?
No.
I'm going to go ahead and stand up and have to take your handcuffs off.
I gotta tell you, man. Never been more sure about now. Like
798.
954 798
805.
I know you would. I know you taking you.
Are you detained with someone?
It'll be Palm Beach County Jail.
Palm Beach.
Are you with her?
No, I just made
No.
it, bro. They got the family. I think it's right.
And did we get your driver's license yet?
Yeah, he got.
You got it? Okay.
He's already in the call.
Okay.
All right, go ahead and give me a deep breath. Just blow. Blow. Perfect.
You sit back down.
Take a breath. Oh my God, man. All right, perfect. All right, my man. Give me one more blow. Huh?
Are you sure I can't just get a warning?
A warning for boating under the influence?
No, I'm not under the influence.
Yes, you are, ma'am. Absolutely are.
Take a deep breath and give me.
We don't give warnings for boating under the influence. That'd be like getting stopped on the road and say, hey, can I have a warning for driving under the influence?
There you go. You got the click? All right. Oh, I see the click. All right.
Alright, I'm going to read you some stuff reference the breath test, okay? I am now requesting that you submit to a lawful test your breath for the purpose of determining its alcohol content. Will you take the test? It's just a yes or no. Mia, you have a right, okay? I'm not asking you questions about your arrest. You have a right to provide a breath sample. It's just a simple yes or no, okay? Do you want to provide a breath sample? No. I need an out loud no. Okay. If you refuse to submit to the test I requested of you, it will result in a civil penalty of $500. Additionally, if you refuse to submit to the test I've requested, and you've previously been fined under section 327.35215 Florida Statutes, or if your driving privilege has been previously suspended for refusal to submit to a lawful test of your breath, urine, or blood, you will be committing a misdemeanor. In addition to any other penalties, you will be imposed by law. Refusal to submit to this test as requested is admissible in the evidence of any criminal proceeding. Do you understand what I just read to you? So basically it says, if you refuse the test, it's a $500 civil penalty. If you have a prior refusal on record, it becomes a misdemeanor. So do you have a prior refusal? So if you refuse the test, it would be a $500 civil infraction. That's the penalty. Okay? You understand what I read to you? Mia, do you understand what I read to you?
Yes.
Okay. Do you still refuse to submit to the test? Do you want to submit to the test? Are you okay?
But just never been in a situation
Okay.
like this.
Are you okay though? Because you're not answering simple questions. Are you okay?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Do you want to take the test?
Sorry, could I take a moment to think about it?
Yeah, you can take a moment. Yep. Okay. So just in summary, because I want to make sure you heard what I said. If you refuse to take the test, it's a $500 penalty. It's like a civil infraction, okay? If you want to take the test, we'd be happy to do it.
No, I don't want to take it.
You don't want to take the test, okay? You will get a copy of this form. I'm going to read you your directions on the back, okay? Take it out, your life jacket off when you get on the dock. Just make sure everything is alright, alright? Let's step back to the back of the boat. Alright, what you're gonna do, you're gonna step up here, and we're gonna help you get up, okay?
All right, cool.
Step up.
These two big guys will help out. All right. There you go. Perfect. All right.
Alright, is there a table? Yep, thank you.
You got it.
Thank you. Take a seat right here.
Under Florida Statute Section 327.352, operating a vessel with a blood alcohol level of 0.08% or higher constitutes criminal BUI. The legal framework mirrors DUI, but applies specifically to watercraft, recognizing that alcohol impairs marine operators even more severely due to environmental factors. The preliminary breath test establishes probable cause for arrest, but is not admissible as evidence of specific blood alcohol concentration in Florida courts. In Birchfield v. North Dakota, the Supreme Court held that breath tests are minimally intrusive searches incident to lawful arrest. When the subject asks for a warning instead of arrest, the officer correctly explains that BUI is a criminal offense with no discretionary enforcement. Officers have no authority to issue warnings for impaired operation because it poses immediate danger to all waterway users. Florida Statute Section 327.35215 establishes the implied consent framework. Anyone operating a vessel in Florida waters has consented to chemical testing upon lawful arrest. However, this consent can be withdrawn, triggering specific legal consequences that must be clearly explained before the refusal is valid. The officer reads the standardized advisement verbatim, a critical procedural protection, ensuring subjects understand the choice they're making. The officer must obtain an explicit verbal response. Silence or body language cannot constitute consent or refusal under Florida administrative law. When the subject hesitates, the officer's patience is not merely professional courtesy, it's a constitutional requirement for voluntary decision-making. In South Dakota v. Neville, the Supreme Court held that refusals must be truly voluntary to be admissible as consciousness of guilt evidence. The officer's repeated wellness checks serve dual purposes: ensuring mental competency to decide and documenting that competency for legal proceedings. First-time refusal triggers a $500 civil penalty under Section 327.35215, assessed administratively without separate court hearing. A second or subsequent refusal elevates to a first-degree misdemeanor, demonstrating Florida's escalating penalty structure for repeat non-compliance. Critically, this administrative penalty is separate from criminal prosecution. The subject faces both the civil fine and potential BUI conviction. The officer's explanation that prior DUI refusals count toward enhanced BUI penalties illustrates cross-application between land and marine impaired operation laws. The comprehension check is legally required. The subject's decision is only voluntary and informed if she understands the consequences. By summarizing in plain language after reading the formal advisement, the officer protects against later claims of confusion or inadequate explanation. The extended deliberation here is unusual. Most subjects decide immediately. This hesitation suggests either impairment affecting cognition or genuine legal uncertainty. When the subject finally refuses, she triggers the automatic $500 penalty and creates admissible evidence of consciousness of guilt. In Schmerber v. California, the court established that breath samples are physical evidence, not testimonial, so Fifth Amendment privilege doesn't apply. However, Neville permits prosecutors to introduce the refusal itself as evidence, reasoning that the choice to refuse implies awareness of intoxication. Without the breath test result, prosecution will rely on preliminary test readings, officer observations, field sobriety performance, and the refusal as circumstantial evidence. The officer's neutral response to the refusal, no judgment, no pressure, demonstrates proper training in preserving the voluntary nature of the subject's choice. Florida law requires providing a copy of the refusal form with instructions on administrative review procedures, ensuring due process protections. Marine transfer procedures during arrest present unique liability concerns. Unstable platforms and water hazards require multiple officers for subject safety. The arresting officer receives a grade of B+ for strong legal compliance, professional demeanor, and constitutional awareness. The officer properly followed implied consent procedures, allowed adequate decision time, and created a strong record of voluntary, informed refusal. Minor deduction for imprecise phrasing, stating the subject has a right to provide a sample rather than clarifying the right to refuse with consequences. The subject receives a grade of C- for exercising her legal right in a manner that maximized both financial and evidentiary exposure. Her question about receiving a warning demonstrated fundamental misunderstanding of BUI as a serious criminal offense rather than a correctable infraction. The refusal guaranteed a $500 penalty while providing prosecution with additional evidence, achieving no strategic advantage. A legally informed choice would have been immediate refusal with attorney consultation, or submission to testing if confident of being below the legal limit. The Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office receives a grade of B for standardized procedures, proper training, and constitutional compliance. The department's use of verbatim forms and multiple officer deployment for marine arrests reflects sound policy and adequate training. Key lesson: implied consent laws create a legal fiction that vessel operators have agreed to testing, but refusal remains a protected choice with known costs. The strategic question is not whether you can refuse, but whether refusal serves your legal interests better than compliance. If you believe you're under the limit, testing provides exculpatory evidence. If you know you're over, refusal still costs $500 and creates adverse inference. The optimal approach when facing BUI arrest is to politely invoke your right to counsel before making any decision about chemical testing. Attorney consultation allows you to make an informed, strategic choice rather than a pressured decision on a boat dock while potentially impaired. Remember, silence during interrogation is protected, but silence in response to implied consent advisement does not preserve your rights. You must verbally refuse or consent. Let us know if there is an interaction or legal topic that you would like us to discuss in the comments below. Thank you for watching.